Welcome everyone to the Board of Ethics regularly scheduled meeting for June 13th, 2016. It is 11:40. And Lisa, who do we have here today?
Ted Carlson.
Here.
Terry Kelly.
Here.
Kathleen King. David Nesbitt.
Here.
Becky Wint is excused. Also present is Lisa Toussaint, Administrative Hearing Officer, and Lisa Slusner, Deputy Municipal Clerk. We have a quorum.
And I understand too that Kathleen and Dee will be coming later in the meeting probably. Okay, so approval of the agenda. Does anybody have any interest in changing this agenda? Hearing nothing, we'll just motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
So moved. And it's approved. Minutes for the previous meeting. Do we have more than one set of minutes to approve?
3 sets.
3 sets. Has everyone had a chance to see them? I have not.
Actually, there's only 2 sets.
There are 2 sets. What's the other one?
There's a continued meeting.
Right, it could, but it's still the same meeting, it just continued.
Yes.
And I believe these were meetings that I was not at.
Right.
Is that right? So can we have somebody else move to approve these
I
meetings?
move to approve the minutes.
Okay.
All 3.
Terry, did you want to see these? Or are you okay with approving them? Let me just ask. I shouldn't say, are you okay with them? Have you had a chance to review them?
April 18th is good to me.
Okay. Hearing no objection, the minutes of the previous meetings are approved. Consent agenda. Lisa, it looks like you don't have any gift disclosures, is that right?
We do have gift disclosures. Did I do that one?
Oh, it says none here, but maybe they're on.
Oh.
That's all right. No, let's go
Oh,
through.
it's the one, it's number 1, A1. That's the ASD gift disclosures.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you happen to put these in any order, or are they,
No.
as far as ones that may be needing a letter at the beginning or anything like that?
No, but there's not that many of them.
Okay.
I'm going to write a note about that.
We are at the end of year, aren't we? Yeah.
End of the year ones.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Matthew Park was busy.
Holy cow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that
Jeez.
phone call to him,
Yeah.
advising
Whoa.
him that, what the regulation states.
I've lost count. Are we at,
All but 2, I think.
6?
He must work for a karate club.
Well, some of them, it looks like Nordstrom's also.
7,
7,
8, 9.
9 of them.
$900.
Holy cow, $900.
Wow.
Administrator.
Yeah, what's that? Was she the principal?
Administrator. Okay, she must be the principal.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you feel a letter will fix this?
You know, we have a new superintendent now. And I think the letter to the new superintendent would be
With,
advisable.
with this as an example of what we're
Yeah,
talking about?
And, ask him if he wants one of us to meet with him out there or whatever and go over some of this. But we're getting right back to the problem we had in the past. And I think it's lack of knowledge
Mhm.
that it's happening. So,
Do you feel that this example is leading everybody down the wrong path again? Or do you think this is more isolated?
no, I think it's leading us, but, we gotta put a stop to it now.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they start talking amongst themselves, and then there goes our credibility, So, we worked hard to get what we got
Mhm.
passed, and then to have this, this. But like you say, a lot of them are from one individual, but they're,
Wow, that and the
10 different teachers, so it's.
We
Matthew
could,
Park isn't even the dad or anything. He's the student himself. He is the student himself. So giving $100 to each one of his teachers near the end of the school year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, next time there's a newspaper story about it, that's a good one to talk about.
It's a good example.
Basically, just about $1,000 worth of.
Mhm. So we could send letters to the teachers. The question is whether we want to do something else.
Like I say, I think, a letter to the superintendent would be good.
And use this as an example of, what I mean is this, you
Yeah.
can say, look, this is,
Yeah.
and include copies of this,
That wouldn't hurt it there.
right?
Well, and
So he
obviously,
knows that there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Romick Middle School needs to be reminded to run that little article in their newsletter
Mm-hmm.
that you all wrote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, each school has a newsletter, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, at a minimum, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't send the letters to the teachers, right?
And it's a return letter.
Oh, definitely. because
It's
I
a
think-
return letter,
I
absolutely.
think they should return it.
Yeah, I don't think there's, the question is what do you want to do with Mr. Park? Or whether we want to send a copy of these to the new superintendent, or at least the principal of the school.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, who might be Susan Brown.
Right, right. Any thoughts from anybody else?
Well, what about Todd Hess? That's who we dealt with this before.
Who?
The ethics officer of ASD.
Mm.
He's the one that said he would put the word out about the article in the newsletters.
Mm-hmm.
Should we follow up with him on this?
My hope is that this is a more isolated event. This is one student. I understand there's others here, but I remember at the end of school year, we used to get volumes of
Oh,
these
yeah.
things, right? So if nothing else, this is an improvement
this
over
is the
that.
most we've had for a while.
Right, but what I mean is it's one person
Yeah.
Yeah.
who did,
One person to each one of his teachers.
right, but what I mean is, right, no, that's right. And so
Yeah.
each teacher, I suppose, could have returned it without submitting this form.
But they submitted them as a school. It all came in one fax. So obviously the school is not informed, including the principal,
Mhm.
because she was in on the group. They obviously don't know that there's been a change and this is now not how it goes.
Mhm.
So,
So we should at least send a letter to the teachers and inform the principal.
okay.
And I would suggest, is there any reason why we can't submit copies of this as sort of like what we're talking about?
Yeah, I think.
And then the
I think
question is
it's
whether
great.
we should go to the superintendent also, or
Yeah.
Mr. Hess, I guess.
Mr. Hess.
How do you feel, Terry?
I think that's the way to go.
You think so?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Then we should probably do that too. We could do superintendent and Mr. Hess also,
Okay.
and just say maybe a reminder, or this is just an example of what we're trying to.
Great example.
This is a good example, actually, of what we're
Yeah.
trying to avoid.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And it looks like not just Mr. Kim, but Testa Cade and also Warfield also.
Well, that one with the $50 gift certificate and a box of candy,
Oh, right.
You know,
Oh,
I-
yeah, yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that for.
Right, okay.
Because it would fall under that one that's edible, you know, and, you know, that part it would be.
Gift card.
too. Yeah.
Okay. You're right. Any disagreement there?
Yeah, I'm okay. I have to declare that I know Carmela and Jason Warfield.
Okay.
And so I'm not particularly close with them, but Elias was in that class.
Gotcha.
Last year.
Okay.
So,
And just for the record, too, Kathleen came this here.
this is okay, thank you. And what about the one before that?
The one before that is a $100 gift certificate, so that's a letter for
Yes.
return, right?
That's a return too.
That's a return
I think we
letter.
have returns on all but the last one.
All
What
but
about
the
the very
last one.
first one?
Oh,
The very first one is $100.
Yeah,
that would be the same also.
So
That's right.
everybody's returned.
No, that's right. I got distracted
Yeah.
by Mr. Park.
except for the last one.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's right. Okay. All right. No elected. Let's see. Where are we? No elected official forms. Conflict of interest. None of those. All right.
Right.
And then present economic interests. Is there anything in there?
Okay, that first part of present economic interest, those are those exceptions that Dee has us holding on to. So
Mhm.
skip all of that till you get your first goldenrod.
First golden rod.
Right past the first goldenrod.
Who is that? Is
And it's
Mr.
going to be Sullivan. And there's only a few of these, so.
Okay. Do you know where we are, Kathleen? Yeah, all right. Board of the Zoning Board. Hmm. I like this for Mr. McHugh. Just a 0 with a line through it. Yeah. I guess that means none. Nothing, no concerns. Mayor's Advisory Board, Alaska Native Medical Center, medical. You know, there are several sheets in here that don't have, just are left blank, and they're also from people who are in the medical industry, and they're going to be serving on the EMS board. Do we want to get an affirmative response from them, or is it okay just to leave it? This is the old form, right?
Yeah, some of them are the old form.
Any thoughts? Boy, it's a quiet day today. Usually I feel like I get more feedback from people. Is it just one of those days?
It was one of those days.
Yeah.
At least for me, I had I'm teaching a class at APU that involved a 9 to 5 session on Friday and Saturday.
Oh, wow. You're-
recovered.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. No, that's fine. I'll just keep plowing ahead. But the question I have is, should we... There seems to be at least areas where there could be conflict, and there's no response on these old forms. Do we want to resubmit the old forms, or we want to just... Are we okay with this? Leave it up to everybody.
I think we're okay.
Okay?
It asks for a declaration, and if they don't have one, they're just moving on. I know, it would be nice to have something more.
The new form asks them to check
Yeah.
a box, so that's
Mhm.
helpful, but.
Yeah.
Where are they getting these old forms?
I don't know. I was just going to ask
People
the same
have them on their
question.
desktops in their office, you know, it's
Well,
just
I
so
think
hard to
the-
get rid of them.
The fact that we sent out a notice to get these things in,
Yeah.
you know, and said they have to be done and all of this, we did that, and I think that's what's
Yeah.
bringing in.
Well, according to all of these, there's none. I don't, there's, according to these sheets, then, assuming that a blank means that there's none,
Right.
making that assumption, then there aren't any in here. Is everybody okay with approving this batch then? Okay, fair enough. Is that the last of the consent agenda?
No, there's a
No.
letter C
Oh, there's
under
another one.
present economic disclosures, and that is Innocent Toussaint, municipal employees on boards and commissions. Do you want to comment on that, or would you want to wait for Dee to be here?
You know, Dee just gave this to me, I have to say Dee wrote this. And I know she and I have talked about aspects of it, but I think it's probably more Dee's opinion.
Okay, so let's just postpone
Okay.
that discussion, okay?
And that is for, or I mean 5,
C,
where are we?
where are we? 5A, 5A4C.
5A4C. Okay. All right, so we'll move that until Dee gets here.
Okay,
Will you help me remember that?
yes.
And then,
And then Terry
Miss-
Kelly's educational letter
we're
has
going to
been
move that till
moved to the
next
end of the meeting.
To the end of the meeting.
Yes.
Well, since he's here and
How about
since
just move it to
let's just
12:35? Let's make it time certain. 12:35.
why don't we move it to next meeting?
Okay,
Can we just do that now?
we could do that now.
Sounds good.
Unless you'd like to address it again in your absence.
No, that's good.
No.
Oh, and I can't make the next meeting, so.
Let's table it.
I'm pregnant, maybe.
That's right.
Would you like
let's
to
see.
do the same for E,
E,
Mr. Kelly?
training PowerPoint video?
Oh, yes.
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 Okay, let's move that to next meeting also. I'm sure D would be perfectly fine with that. Let's see, next meeting for the commission. Let's see, I went to the last one, didn't I?
Oh, this is not that, that's not that group. This
Oh.
is, Terry wanted to
Oh.
put on the agenda the hand commission's next meeting and the Health and Human Services Commission's next meeting.
Oh, okay, are you going to be attending then?
Yeah, someone want to go with me?
Well,
They've already happened.
July 6th and July 13th.
Oh, I have June, what am I looking at?
I think I am out of commission for the month of July.
Okay.
Actually, no. When is the next?
Should check out.
What's not on here too is when is the next meeting for the assembly? Lisa, is that on here?
The
Oh, there it is.
21st.
22nd.
Oh, that meeting, yes.
Yeah, the 22nd. Wednesday, June 22nd. That's the one that I typically go to.
Right.
The short answer is I'll probably take a rain check on the hand commission. What was the reason for that? I wasn't around when you wanted to add that.
Oh, the idea is to start visiting the boards and commissions
Oh.
and doing some ethics training.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. We're
So-
starting already. I see
Well,
that.
we could hold off.
No, it's up to you. I mean, can you make that meeting? Do you want, what was the concept that we have 2 people go from the group?
Well, it would be nice that 2 would go just.
One or
so-
two.
1 or 2?
Yeah, because there's a lot of them.
Oh, there's tons of them, right?
Yeah.
Is there someone else who would like to go to that particular meeting?
Which one is that?
This is July 6th, from 3 to 4. And there's also July 13 from 5:30 to 7:30, the Health and Human Services Commission. I see what you're doing. You're just starting to add them on to
Yeah,
Well, I
just so
thought we
that-
were gonna cancel July meetings.
Who said that?
Me.
Oh, we
No,
can't.
me. Yeah, you're gonna be gone. You're gonna be
Oh, I was joking. That was.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I
oh,
should have been a little more obvious in my joke.
Oh.
No, I'm here. What I typically do is go to the June 22 elections and committee meeting, but this is a different
Oh,
deal. No, I am here. The question is whether we can get 2 people to go to this meeting.
yeah.
If, I can bring back August dates on the
Why
next.
don't, I tell you what, for right now, let's
next
just bring
agenda.
back, unless somebody is really interested in going to this particular meeting, let's just start in August.
Okay.
That's
All right.
not-
Is that okay with
Yeah.
everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it is summertime.
It is. No, and you don't know how many people would show up at the meeting too. I have no
Right.
idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Um,
a slim meeting for them. people,
Right.
too.
Okay, so so that's for the record. We'll move those into August. We'll start in August. Compliance, which may actually move to September. We'll see when we get to August. Compliance reports. Let's see, where are we at?
I just put an updated version in every meeting, so it's just for your FYI. where we are with disclosures.
How, did you take a look at them? How are we doing with those?
We're a lot better because of the huge bundle that we did. But
Mhm.
you know, there's probably 600 plus that we have to get, and we're
Mhm.
probably only at about just less than 300. So
Oh, okay.
we're probably halfway.
Okay.
But that's better than, you know.
It's better than in the past, I
Yeah.
suppose. Okay. Well, we'll just keep plugging away with those.
Yeah.
And then there are no notices of intent to respond to public solicitation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So move to approve the consent agenda. Do we need a second, or is hearing any objection to that?
No objection.
Hearing.
I'll second it.
Okay, so hearing no objection, the consent agenda is approved. So we'll go on to unfinished business in 6. Now, are some of these things that we can try to approve today?
Kathleen King has a response to notice of
Good.
potential violation, and we'll probably have to go into
We
executive
haven't had a chance
session.
to, I'm sorry?
We'll go into executive session for this
Okay,
one.
all right.
Which one is that?
Move to go into executive session. Any objection? Hearing no objection, we'll go to executive session.